And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking love and marriage tonight. This comes after a guy called into a St. Louis radio station saying he recently came into big money, yet he still does not intend to marry his girlfriend. They've been together 7 years. That's a long time. According to multiple studies, marriages are on the decline around the world. For the first time ever in England, marriages in 2022 dropped below 50%. Tonight we ask why. Joining us to talk about it, divorce attorney Lanice Lewis, Jay Bradley, who has been divorced and plans to remarry again in the future, and Flo Erickson, who is now married. So, Lanice, let's begin with you. Why are we seeing an increase in the number of people getting a divorce and your money, your paper going up because you're a divorce attorney?
Well, the number one reason that people come and get divorces, it appears to be there's cheating, there's infidelity, followed by there's a difference in personalities, and then you want to protect the money when you realize there's a difference in personality. So now you want to get out of the marriage and save whatever you can and not, cut it off now before you have to split too much.
And when you're on your second go round and you're dating someone and you're thinking about getting married, but that money issue from that last divorce is still in your mind, does that keep people from moving forward with marriage? And we see fewer marriages in America now and around the world.
It shouldn't, because you can get a prenup. It shouldn't. You can get a prenup, and in a prenup you can outline what is going to be considered community property.
But for those who say, I don't know how to ask her, I don't know how to tell her that part, it's tough.
And that is true. There's an uncomfortableness about prenups, but the thing is, perhaps you need to speak with an attorney and understand it. A prenup it's not cookie cutter. It's not, just one particular document. You can pick and choose what the terms of your prenup is, and I think that people sometimes are intimidated and they're afraid to have that conversation, not knowing that you can be very creative with your prenup, and it doesn't have to be a situation where one person feels like they're walking away with nothing, or they feel like they're in a vulnerable place.
All right, Jay, let's hear from you on this.
I was about to jump in because I'm like, a man does not, there's a rule as a man. Don't start no stuff in your household. You know what I mean? So you start talking about prenups and the house was happy, and then all of a sudden she's mad, and then she gets in the group chat with the homegirls, and now you're the bad guy, and you really want to just get married, right? And you just want to do it under certain circumstances. And so it's like, let me just leave it alone and not get married at all. Then that way no shots have been fired and I don't have to catch any ricochets from the group chat.
All right, Flo Erickson, let's hear from you.
Well, as someone who is married and as someone who had to have those hard conversations, right, leading up to the marriage.
You had that conversation?
Yes, of course.
What was that like for you?
It actually wasn't hard at all, because we were both coming from the same place. I think we both wanted to have that conversation as a protection for ourselves and to make sure that we're going into the marriage with the same mindset. Now, I think like you said, there are many ways to protect yourself and your assets when you go into a marriage, but also this is a couple that's been together for 7 years. I think of myself, and 4 years in, I looked at my husband and I said, are we going to do this or not? And then we had to have those conversations, and it's something that we were both willing to do because we were ready to take that next step to get married. Fortunately for us, we were both on the same page about our finances and what we wanted to do with them and how we wanted to allocate them. So that ended up being a very easy conversation for us. But as you mentioned, it's not always that easy. It's not always that hard.
And she mentioned it's equitable. They're the same.
Exactly.
And so it's easier that way.
But it doesn't matter, because like you stated, Jay, you don't want to have this conversation because you don't want to cause trouble or friction. But if a person wants to be married to you bad enough, they will sign the prenup. Yes. And it doesn't matter if you can't even say, well, he said that he wasn't going to marry me in 2 weeks if I didn't sign it. If you want it bad enough, you'll sign the prenup.
I agree. My last relationship, we both had assets. We agreed to a prenup. You have yours, I have mine. We keep that. Whatever we grow together, we go from there. And it was an easy conversation because both of us had assets. In this situation, you've got a guy that just came up, right? And he probably wasn't happy before because he's 7 years in. We usually know by 7 years
Well,
if you want to marry or not. So this was his way out. He was like, go on, I'll see you later. You know, see when I see you.
Also, it's different when people, you know, aren't from money and then they come into money. Things change. Their attitudes change. Their mindsets change. So that could very well be what happened here. You know, if I came into a sum of $1.5 million, I don't know if I'd be on the Isaiah Factor right now tonight.
If it wasn't working in 7 years when y'all were broke, it's showing working when you're
it's not going to work when one person.